All right, here we go. Post-game live. Did you expect a W after how this game went? Knicks win 136-134 over the Bucks in an overtime thriller. Can you believe it? Led by Kevin Knox, the rookie Kevin Knox. He got criticized this week. Came back with his best performance of the year. Emmanuel Mudiay, what more can you say? Damian Dotson, what more can you say? The Knicks come back from a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter, ties it up in overtime, led by Emmanuel Mudiay, and sealed the deal, closed the game with a 136-134 win. I want to hear from you guys. The phone lines are up, 657-383-1509. We got a lot to talk about tonight. What happened to Frank Ntilikina? The outstanding play from Kevin Knox and Mudiay. Trey Burke goes down with a knee injury. A lot to talk about. So we're going to talk about the game, the player ratings. Are you trusting the process? It's been a long week, a trying week for the Knicks and Knicks fans as well. So a lot to do. Let's get into it right now.
KnicksFanTV. Y'all watching KnicksFanTV.
Post-game live, Saturday night Knicks, early post-game show. CP from the KnicksFanTV. And if you're a die-hard Knicks fan, hit that subscribe button below. This is the fan channel for you. We go over each game. We go over the takeaways. We get fan takeaways, live phone calls. We go through our player ratings and other news and rumors. So once again, if you're a diehard Knicks fan, hit that subscribe button below. Hit that thumbs up. And I hope to see you guys in the chat or call in. Saturday night Knicks. Shout out to the chat. The chat is going crazy. All my guys in the chat, happy Saturday. What's going on? Solo dolo tonight. No Jay Ellis. For some reason, Jay Ellis always misses the good games, man. Jay Ellis he just texted me. He said, I always miss the good games, man. He missed the Memphis Grizzlies game last Sunday, and that was the last victory we had. And since then, it's been a trying week, man. It's been a trying week. You know, we go into Detroit on Wednesday, get manhandled by Blake Griffin and company, go into Philly. Obviously, we know that that's going to be a tough ordeal, and we get washed. We get blown out. The next day, the hit pieces come out. The Frank Ntilikina criticism, the Kevin Knox criticism, what's going on with Fizdale, the rotations. It just seemed like the whole infrastructure was just crumbling down. You know, a lot of criticism at the Knicks. And like I said, just under a week ago, we were celebrating that win against the Grizzlies, you know. And then you're hearing the Frank trade rumors. You know, Minnesota's interested. Milwaukee's interested. Phoenix is interested. So you didn't know how they were going to handle this game tonight. But obviously, I knew that they was going to come out with a fight. And the game starts off with energy from an unlikely hero. And his name is Mario Hezonja.
It's such a tough matchup. Hezonja picks off the bad pass. Hezonja drives it. Middleton finishes.
Mario Hezonja.
Walks over until Kupo and taught there from Mario Hezonja. Raised up in the crowd. It's such a tough matchup. Hezonja picks off the
Mario Hezonja, folks, gets revenge for Kristaps Porzingis. Gets revenge for Tim Hardaway Jr. And he dunks on the Greek Freak and steps over him. But that was all she wrote for Mario. Finishes the game with 2 points. But you know what? It was a good 2 points because he got the crowd started. He set the tone for the night. And you thought from there, you thought the Knicks, you know, were going to, you know, be in it for a fight. But it wasn't that the case. You know, Milwaukee came out fired up from three-point land. The number one offense in the league, second best record in the league. Couldn't stop them, couldn't run them off the three-point line. We were getting destroyed out there. They came in averaging 27 assists a game, and you just seen it. You know, Greek Freak running around, you know, Brogdon, Bledsoe. They got a good team. Give credit to the Bucks. They got an up-and-coming team. And, you know, we just couldn't get the stops. And that's when you thought, okay, eventually Frank's going to get in the game. Frank doesn't get in the first quarter. Frank doesn't get in the second quarter. So then you realize, all right, no Frank Ntilikina. You check Knicks Twitter. Knicks Twitter's all tight. They're pissed off. Everybody's wondering, where's Frank? where's Frank at tonight? We need defense. There's no Frank. And it wasn't to be had. And, we go into the third quarter. Bucks go on a 17-3 run, I believe. Crazy run. But then the Knicks close the quarter with a 15-3 run. The Bucks end up extending the lead in the fourth. We're down 113-99. And at that point, I'm like, all right, it's fourth quarter. These dudes are shooting the lights out the gym. Whenever you see Brook Lopez start hitting shots, you're like, damn, it's gonna be a long night. But it wasn't to be the case. Kevin Knox, once again, Kevin Knox come to the stage. They assassinated his character this week, man. There's no other way to put it. This kid is 18 years old, 19 years old. Obviously struggling. We know that. You know what I'm saying? We know that he's struggling. Came in tonight, his best performance of the year. Aggressive on both ends of the floor. What more can you say about Kevin Knox, man? 26 points, 4 dimes, 4 rebounds, 9-20 shooting, almost shot 50% from the field, plus 5 on the night, a steal, a block. He was on the floor, getting those floor burns. Scary knee injury, though. Came up with a scary knee injury in the fourth quarter, man. I was thinking the worst. He collided with Brook Lopez. Looked like they collided knees. It looked like they collided knees, and that was a scary injury. But Knox was lighting it up, man. Knox was lighting it up. And I was ready to come into this show saying, you know what, it was a tough loss, but Knox showed something out there tonight. He showed it out there tonight, and I'm proud of him. But then Emmanuel Mudiay had other ideas. Emmanuel Mudiay. We called him Bootier on the show. That was his nickname. His nickname was Bootier. When are we going to put some respect on that man's name? When are we going to do it? Since he's been in the lineup, you have to give credit where credit is due. He's played well. The pace is picked up. He runs the offense well. He had a couple dips. Lately, he hasn't played so well. Tonight, what more can you say, man, for Mudiay? 28 points, 7 dimes, 10 for 18 field goal shooting. 10 for 18. 4 or 5 from three-point land. And crucial three-pointers. He ties it up to put us into overtime. 28 points by Emmanuel Mudiay. 15 in the fourth quarter in overtime. When are we going to put some respect on that guy's name? So it's so funny. In the first half, we're talking about where's Frank? There's no defense here. Where's Frank? But then, the whole mystery of Frank and why he's not getting playing time, you could tie that into the good play of Emmanuel Mudiay. Because Emmanuel Mudiay is playing the point guard position right now. He had a couple bad games, but right now, he's playing it the way we need it to be played. And so, yes, you want Frank's defense out there, especially on the perimeter. Very versatile defender, we know that. But is his offense at the level where it needs to be for him to make it a respectable showing out there in the court? And right now, it just doesn't seem that way. And when you're looking at Emmanuel Mudiay, you're seeing why. You're seeing why. He's won the point guard job in this quarter season point right now. The winner of the point guard battle right now is Emmanuel Mudiay. And you could question Fizz. I questioned why Fizz went to ISO as the immediate backup off the bench. I was a little curious about that. We love ISO. Obviously, we know the talent that he brings and the history that he brings. But he's not a point guard. ISO's not a point guard yet. He can still contribute as a scorer, but he's a ball-dominant player. We know that. So yeah, we expected Frank to come in for ISO. Trey comes in. Salute to Trey Burke. He goes down with a scary injury. Thon Maker ends up landing on Trey's ankle is like, looked like his ankle was bent, his Achilles was bent, his knee was bent. So Trey ends up going down with, I think, was a sprained knee. And then, you still didn't see Frank. But like I said, all of that ended up getting overshadowed by the play of Emmanuel Mudiay, man. By the play of Emmanuel Mudiay. So, like I said, man, I want to hear from you guys. Shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat. We're going to go to the phones. And, yeah, man, I want to hear what you guys have to say about tonight, man. Because, listen, we thought the Pelicans win was the best of the year. We thought the Grizzlies win was the best of the year. At one point, we thought the Celtics win was the best of the year. This one has to be up there. Obviously, they gave up 134 points. It was a shootout, a 3-point shootout by both teams. We shot the ball well from 3. But it's just the best game of the year. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think? And that's what I want to touch on tonight. Obviously, I want to touch on the big play of Knox and Mudiay. I want to touch on the Frank situation. I want to touch on the Knox and Frank situation in terms of how we're treating the process. Are we trusting the process? I want to talk about that. And yeah, man, let's enjoy this victory. Let's enjoy this victory. And yeah, let's see what you guys have to say on the phone. So shout out to everybody in the YouTube chat. If you're new to the chat, give me a hashtag new so we can shout you guys out. That's the custom of the channel. Shout out to all my guys from Ireland, Darryl Walsh, Alex Collins in here, Ari Rada, what's going on? Sid Leonard from Uptown, what up, Sid? Adam Feltz, Louis Leon, Mateo 914, always in here. What up, Mateo? Mega MMA for life. He says, yeah, the Fury Wilder fight. Yeah, I'm going to catch that later, man. But we're going to talk Knicks tonight, man. So let's start it off. Who's going to start it off for us tonight? Let's go to Doc Ross, the original Mudiay hater. He's got to come to the congregation, man. Doc, what's going on, bro?
Hold on. You can't put me in that.
You got to come forward, Doc.
What's going on, though, man?
Doc, you got to come forward, bro.
Hey, I was the original hater, but I also was the one that was like, I'm going to buy a jersey. And I was also the first one to say that Frank has lost his starting job.
Yeah.
So Moody. I said, Moody ain't giving it back. I was the first one to say that.
That's a fact.
That's facts right there, right? That's so, and speaking on this, I was looking at Jay Ellis's Nick of Time show.
Yep.
And that brings me to my point, right? Everybody's talking about faults, right? And faults, and I think he was talking about should we trade away Frank, right? Like the difference between Frank and Kevin Knox is Kevin Knox was always shooting, right? He was shooting bad, he had some bad nights and everything, but he still wanted to shoot the ball. Frank doesn't want to shoot the ball. He doesn't want to do the things that we need him to do. Yeah. And you saw Kevin Knox, it was only a moment of time before he boiled over and he came through tonight like he did, So, like, as far as, like, I think they're keeping Frank on the bench because they're actually looking at possible trade possibilities. Because to tell you the truth, if you ask me, if anybody that deserves to be starting right now is Dotson and Mudiay,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you look at those two guards, they've been putting in work on the defensive end and in the offensive end. Like you said earlier, Mudiay, people need to start putting some respect on his name because every time I listen to this show, everybody's like, yo, get rid of Mudiay.
He's playing well, man. He's playing well.
Everybody wants Frank to be.
He's playing well, and we didn't know what Fizdale. We didn't know why Fizdale was so high on this guy. We didn't know.
Exactly.
And
everybody.
He's proving it, man. Go ahead.
No. I was going to say, everybody wants Frank to be a project. You have to understand something. Mudiay was drafted 2 slots in back of
KP
Porzingis.
That's right.
So maybe Mudiay was a project, right? And maybe Mudiay needed to change city. Hey, maybe Frank doesn't fit in our system, And I'm like, look,
why aren't we giving Frank the same leeway? Because it seems like, we look at guys like now we praising Mudiay when he was Mudiay. Now we praising Vonleh when this summer, y'all can check the video. This summer, y'all trashed Noah Vonleh. I had a live stream this summer when we signed Noah Vonleh. People in the chat was like, why are we talking about this guy? This guy is trash.
Yo.
So why aren't we giving this guy Frank that same leeway? That's my question.
I know why we shouldn't give Frank the benefit of the process. You have to understand something. They're all young, right? Yeah. And like the fact that like Mudiay and Porzingis came out at the same time, Vonleh is showing improvement. Like you're kind of like jumping ahead of the process. So we ain't got to wait for them because now they've been in the league. They know what it's like to get tossed around. Same thing with Burke. He knows what it's like to get tossed around. So it's like, hey, now they're starting to develop. They're where Frank will be where they are in about another 2-3 years. And nobody wants to wait for that. So it's like when we take the pieces that we got now, they're still young, you know. And Frank doesn't show the improvement that Kevin Knox did. Kevin Knox, even when Kevin Knox was missing, I'm like, yo, dude, stop shooting it. Play some defense. Stop shooting. He's still shooting it. He still wants to shoot. Frank will have 1 or 2 good moves a game and then stop shooting it. You know, I think.
Yeah, his confidence, his confidence is shot, man. His confidence is shot, but it doesn't mean that we got to bail on him. You know what I mean? Don't mean that we got to bail on him.
Well, let me ask you a question, CP. Right? Yeah. Did it ever cross your mind that maybe he can't handle the New York? Everybody keeps talking about the New York media in the town. Of course. Maybe he can't handle it.
Of course, but listen, this town isn't built for everybody, man. This town isn't built for everybody. It's a special type of player that can succeed in New York. It's not just a star player. It's not just the glitz and the glamour. You have to have thick skin. You know what I mean? And Kevin Knox, Frank, they're starting to see that now. They're 19, 18, 20, 18 years old and getting assassinated. They got assassinated this week.
Here's my next question for you then.
Yeah.
Here's my next question for you. So how long do we have to wait to see if Frank is built for this town?
I'm willing to give him time. I'm willing to give him time, man.
We have free agency this summer too, right?
Yes, yep.
So we're going to have to get rid of somebody. So would you rather say like, okay, Mudiyay's been in the league the same time as KP, let's take a shot at Mudiay, or you want to wait a couple more years and say like, okay, let's see how Frank develops? Because we got to keep some people, and we can't keep everybody.
I mean,
like we said, like last show.
You can't keep everybody. You have to prioritize. The first priority is going to be Kevin Durant. Whether or not it's realistic or not, the first priority is going to be Kevin.
Yeah, true.
I could see it, you can, and I hate, thinking so far ahead, but you have to think guys like Mudiay, guys like Vonleh are plan Bs. You know what I'm saying? They're plan Bs. Like, you're going to shoot for Kevin Durant. You're probably going to shoot for Kawhi Leonard. You're going to shoot for Klay. You might even shoot for Kyrie. I don't know what their thinking is, but I say that to say Frank can still have a role on this team no matter who they bring in to play the point. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying it's hard to. I feel you, and it's hard. But I'm saying it's hard to have him as a role on this team when everybody else is just outshining him. You know,
that's a fact.
Like you have to understand something. And there's 3 guards, like all our guards, like Dotson, Trier, Burke. They all do things better than Frank. And Frank has basically got the Iman Shumpert complex, where everybody loved Iman Shumpert. You know what the problem with Iman Shumpert was? He couldn't hit a damn shot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, Shump was terrible. So, Shump never got better. Shump never got better, man.
Huh?
Shump never got better.
He had all this defense. Remember, Shumpert was a lockdown defender.
Yeah.
He could lock anybody down. Had the strength, the size, and everything. Couldn't shoot.
Yeah. That's true.
So that's what we face now, man. I mean, I'm just... it's not like I want to ditch Frank and be like, yeah, he's a rookie. I'm not saying like, yeah, he's a bum, get him out the league. I'm saying like, hey, man, maybe he's not a fit for New York.
I mean, listen, it's
maybe
possible.
He hasn't embraced...
It's possible. I can never say that that's not possible. You know what I mean? Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
Exactly.
All I'm saying is I'm going to give it time before I cast judgment on him because he's so young. He's so young. You know
all right, so I will ask you this because you asked the question at the beginning of the show, so I'm going to ask you this question again, too.
Okay.
So when are we going to start putting respect on Mudiyay's, name? Because Mudiay is not giving up that starting job back to Frank.
I don't think
so. How long Mudiay got to play like that in order for us to be like, yo, Mudiay is our starting point guard.
So.
We're moving on past Frank.
I don't think so, and appreciate the call, Doc. I'm just moving some calls, so we got a lot of calls in the queue.
No problem, man.
I don't think Mudiyay's going anywhere in terms of being in the starting lineup. I think ultimately Fizz has to see that Mario Hezonja, yes, thank you for dunking on Greek Freak a little bit. It wasn't a poster, but it was nice still. Thank you for doing that. But that's all he gave us tonight. And then you look at my next guy who continues to be maligned in this rotation, but when his name is called, he delivers, and that's Damian Dotson. Damian Dotson has to get his due,
So
his
Middleton,
so he
Lopez
has
when
to
he's
get
out
that
there, they've
time
got some excellent
from
three-point shooters.
And
Tony
then,
Snell,
and then listen,
Dotson
Courtney
off the
Lee has to
screen.
get that
Jumper's
time
good.
as well. But once you
Some
ship
more
out Courtney
NBA
Lee,
ready. Like
once you
Alonzo
put his
Trier
zone
is
on
tied
the
up in a
bench,
double team. Mudiay back in the game, drives, kicks it out. Good open look for Dotson. There's a three.
You need them.
Antetokounmpo
And good game tonight by Dotson.
had one. Conley had one. Hazonia had
Dotson
one.
was outstanding
Dotson
tonight once again.
for three.
Plus 15.
Dotson,
The highest
his
plus
second
minus.
three-pointer. He's got 8 points in 5 minutes off the bench.
21 points for Dotson. 5
Dotson
of
again.
5.
Hits again. Damian Dotson. 3 for 3 from downtown.
7 to 9
Trier
overall.
stops
5
for 3.
rebounds. I mean, what more do you want from
trying to
Damian
keep it
Dotson
alive, and he does.
to not understand
Middleton,
that he needs to
lackadaisical, going for the rebound.
Dotson for 3.
fixture in this
Damian
rotation.
Dotson 4 for
What do you
4
want?
from downtown.
What more do you want?
14-point lead now by the Bucks.
But yeah, appreciate the call,
tries
Doc.
a three.
Shout out everybody.
That's
in the
good.
YouTube chat.
Kevin Knox
Smash that thumbs up.
With his
button
best
for your
scoring
boy.
game of his
Working
young
solo
NBA
dolo
career.
tonight.
He's got
No
20
JLs.
points. Knox
No
gets it
J-
again.
Oh, shit.
Drives
Sorry,
out
man.
Brogdon.
Sorry. Oh, my fault. Completely. I had the volume up on the Dotson highlights. But you know what I was saying was, and I had the volume up on it, is what more do you want? What more do you want from Damian Dotson? He's giving you minutes on both ends. 21 points, plus 15 on the night. 5 of 5 from three-point land. 7 to 9 overall from Dotson. What more do you want from Dotson, man? You know. And my fault on the volume. I heard the Dotson volume was up. I couldn't hear it on my end, so apologies for the for the volume on that Dotson. But yeah, smash that thumbs up on the video. If you're a diehard Knicks fan, make sure you subscribe. All right, let's go to Matt in Florida. He wants to talk about the key defensive stops tonight. Matt, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up? What's up? I'll tell you what, Wild Wild West out there in terms of scoring tonight.
Yeah.
Absolute offensive game. Not
Offensive
much defense.
game, man.
One shout out. I thought that Noah Vonleh played the Greek Freak as well as anybody could have.
Good as you could. Good as can be. I mean, he still finished with a damn near 33 points, 19 boards, and 7 assists for the Greek Freak.
Yeah.
I mean, how good is he going to be, man? How good is he going to be? He's going to be unstoppable.
Oh, that guy's incredible.
Unstoppable, man.
But I will say this. When we're throwing it back, and I got to give it up to Kevin Knox. He showed some New York blood tonight.
He showed some
that he can play in New
cojones.
York.
Let's go, Knox. That's what I want to see, man. That's how you respond
Wow.
to the criticism.
Wow.
Definitely.
Yeah. Gritty on both ends
Gritty.
of the ball. I mean, every play he was in it.
Absolutely.
And I never really just never it panned him. I always kind of believed that Knox, because of his upbringing at Kentucky, that kid could play. It was just a matter of time. That guy could really bring it, and he showed something tonight. Maybe that gets him going.
Yeah, I mean, you had to like his aggressiveness. You had to like his aggressiveness. I thought he was a lot more patient. He was definitely a lot more patient with his shot. He hustled on defense. He had a nice key block. He was on the floor. His energy was up, and that was one of the things that people knocked him for. But give credit where credit is due, man. Kevin Knox delivered tonight, definitely best game of his short career.
And I'll also say this. Shout out to Fizdale at the end of the game, where he put Cornet in, another 7-footer at the end of the game to make it tough.
He did.
For Anacomo to go straight up.
Yeah. Yep.
And Anacomo was crying like a little baby there at the end.
Yeah, he was
got
a diva.
fouled. There was no foul there.
He was a diva, man, because he wanted to go home with the he was trying to get his buzzer beater against us, and we got revenge. That's all it is.
Yep.
We got our revenge,
yeah, and this
man.
is the second time we played them tough, man.
Yep.
We played them tough last time. They beat us by 2. So, great game. I'm stoked. My dad was stoked. Everybody I've talked to in New York is really excited about the Knicks.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I knew the effort was going to
say,
come. I knew the effort was going to be there. I didn't know they were going to get the W. Obviously, and the way the game was going and the Bucks were shooting lights out, I didn't think we had a chance. But they showed good fight, man.
And I'll end on this because I know you got a lot of callers.
Yeah.
But I love your show, man. And I will say this. I'm not giving up on Ntilikina. I heard what what was his name, Doc Ellis, that guy before me.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be right. We need to see what Ntilikina can do. Just like Knox got off the schneid tonight and responded. You know, maybe Frank with a little poking and prodding, taking a few more shots. Maybe he starts thinking them again, because there was a period of time in the beginning of the year where he was hitting his J.
That's right.
And being more aggressive. So
yeah.
So let's just play it out and see how it goes. You just have to substitute. I want to see Courtney Lee back in that lineup, because I think Courtney Lee is a great defender. And I think Courtney Lee will hit a bunch of threes for us, which will result in more wins.
Yeah, I think, and appreciate the call, Matt. I think, I think Lee will give us something. You know, I think Courtney Lee will definitely give us something when he comes back. I want him to come back so we could trade him. Courtney Lee deserves to play he needs to go to Philly. Go to Philly and enjoy that run that they're going to go on and try to win the East. Go to Philly. You know, they could use a guy like Courtney Lee. And so we could finally open it up for Dotson. Dotson doesn't have to look over his back anymore. And, it's a tough trade. It's going to be a tough trade. But we got to get that done. We got to get that Courtney Lee Philly trade done, man. You know? Let's see. We got 350 people in the chat. Shout out everybody watching on a Saturday night. Nathan L. from Las Vegas. Shout out, Nathan. We had somebody here from Mississippi. Like I said, we got people all over the world watching, so shout out to everybody. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel. This past Thursday, I streamed the interview with ISO Zoe at the Stand Soho store in Manhattan. That was an interview with ISO Zoe and the legendary journalist Russ Bankston from Slam Magazine and Kicks Magazine. So check that out. That's on my channel as well in the top right. Also in the top right is the fan poll. Vote in tonight's fan poll. What did you think about the Frank situation? Let me know what you thought in the poll. And we'll go to the results after at the end of the show. Shout out Nick Reyes. Nick Reyes was at the game live. Shout out to Nick. Shout out my guy Terry from the Terry and Trey show. He was also at the game live. Me and Terry this morning we recorded our quarter season report, where we gave our good, the bad, and the ugly. And you guys can see that tomorrow. I'm going to premiere that tomorrow, the quarter season report, and that's featuring Terry from the Terry and Trey show, Jonathan Macri from the Knicks Film School, and Alex Wolf from Posting and Toasting. We had a great hour-long conversation kind of breaking down the season so far. So I'm going to release that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern for those of you interested. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to, appreciate it, Matt. Let's go to Mike from New York. He wants to talk about the Frank situation. Mike, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, bro?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. How are you? So, where do you, if the Knicks had to trade Frank, where do you think he would go, or what do you think? What would you want from him?
I mean, it's a low value right now. We're not getting anything from him. You know, we're not getting anything from him. So
yeah, I saw.
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw this thing. It was like they want like a few first rounders or like an established play for Frank, but like he hasn't done anything in the last few games. So I was like,
yeah,
they're probably not going to flip him until next season because they're going to keep those standards so high for him.
Yeah, and appreciate the call, Mike. I'm not trading Frank. I'm sorry, people. I'm not trading him. There's no point. You're not getting anything for him right now. The stock is low. And we're just going to keep him, man. Let's just keep him. There was a report, and shout out to Knicks Film School for digging that up. My guy, JB. Shout out, JB. There was a report from John Jambadoro, and he's a beat writer from one of the Phoenix newspapers, ArizonaSports.com. And Phoenix is in the market for a point guard. They want somebody to play alongside Devin Booker. He was looking at the Frank trade and stating that it had legs. Take it for what you will. He claims that Phoenix is interested in Frank. Now, but the thing is that he claims that the Knicks want to take Frank, trade him for picks that they can package for another player down the road. I don't understand how he would even be privy to any of that information anyway. So take it with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not trading Frank. I'm not trading Frank. And some people, call this guy out on his BS. But, to JB's credit, Knicks Film School, he said this was the guy that broke the draft night story when Phil was trying to trade KP to Phoenix for the pick that would have eventually been Josh Jackson. So, take it for what it's worth. I wouldn't discredit this guy completely, but I'm not trading Frank, man. To me, there's no point. But let me know what you guys think in the chat, man. I know some of you guys are anti-Frank. Let me know. Are you gonna be patient with Frank, or are you gonna trade Frank? All right, let's go to Dale from New York. He wants to talk about Hazonia. Dale, what's going on, man?
What's going on?
How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling great. I'm surprised about him dunking on the Greek Freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that just set him. If it wasn't for that, I feel like the momentum on the game wouldn't have been I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. No, I got you. And appreciate the call, Dale. No, he set the tone. Mario set the tone for the game, and that was his gift to the Knicks fans. He hasn't been so super all year, but this was Mario's gift to the Knicks fans. His boy is KP, their boys. His boy is Timmy, and that's what it is, man. Timmy and KP both fell victim to the Greek Freak last year. And this was Mario's way of paying him back. Now he should go to the bench and make room for Damian Dotson. That's Mario's sacrifice for us, man. Appreciate it, Mario Hazonia. Appreciate it. Because that's all he did tonight. That's all he did. It was nice. Don't get me wrong. That was nice. I like that. He stepped over him. He did the little AI Tyronn Lue shit. That was nice. But then he finishes with, that was it. 2 points. 2 rebounds, 2 dimes, -6 on the night, 12 minutes. He didn't even get that much run. It was Damian Dotson's night tonight. You gotta respect it. It was Damian Dotson's night tonight. Yeah, man. What do you guys think about Dotson in the chat, man? Let me know what you guys think. I saw somebody was in here from Alabama. Alabama in the building. Big win for this guy. Well, I don't know why you're not watching Crimson Tide post-game, but appreciate you for watching my post-game. Alabama came back on Georgia. I don't know what that was, but my college football fans in the building. But back to the Knicks. Let's get to the phones. My main man, one of the best callers we got in this thing, Julian, wants to talk about Knox and Dotson. Julian, what's going on, man?
What's up? What's up, CP? How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. I'm great, man. I didn't think I knew we was gonna have a lot to talk about tonight, but I didn't know we was gonna get that win. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see the game trending that way. Very nice.
Yeah, they talked about it on the post game. They said every quarter we were progressively going down by more and more points.
Downhill. Facts.
But we pulled it out.
We fought. Yep.
And before I get to Knox and Dot, I just want to say the reason why we can't keep Mudiay and all these guys that were picked in KP's draft is because we're going to have to pay them.
Yes.
That's why we're going to have to pay KP.
Yes. But I said plan B. I said plan B. I told you my plan A. Those guys are plan B. Yeah.
Yeah, no question. And, we got to get Frank. I want Frank to succeed. I think Fizz is good for what Fizz is doing for him right now. He said in his press conference that he's not in the doghouse. He'll be back out in no time, and that was the perfect example. So, getting into Dot, obviously, 5 for 5 from downtown.
Excellent. Dotson was excellent. Let me get my Dotson highlights up here. Dotson was excellent tonight.
He was. Dotson, what I love about him is he's efficient. He's that clutch stop on Giannis, amazing. He bodied up with the 6'11", 250-pound demigod.
Yeah.
For the most important possession of the game.
Yeah, they caught him on the switch against a Greek Freak. Dotson fights, man. He fights on defense, even when he's undersized most of the time because they got him guarding threes.
I was but I was accepting the L. On that shot, I was accepting the L because I remember 2 years ago Giannis hit that crazy shot at the Garden. So I was so surprised that Doc came up with that stop.
Yeah, man.
And I think we should criticize Knox even more, just so he keeps on playing like this. I mean,
maybe that's what it takes.
Yeah, he's got the balls. No question about that.
Facts.
He even when he was, he missed that lob early and he was missing some of his drives. He just kept on being aggressive, kept chopping at that tree like Fizz always does. And I'm really proud of the guys tonight. Thanks for your time.
Appreciate it as always, Julian. Good call, man. Have a good weekend, bro.
Yep. Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they've developed this characteristic of never backing down. Yeah, some games they come out and they get washed. A lot of that is talent. They've had a couple of bad effort nights. The Miami game sticks out. But by and large, they compete. And that's what they did tonight. And they shot well from the three-point land. They shot very well from three-point land. Much higher than average. They ended up shooting 58% from three. 58% from three. 20 of 34 from three-point land. And the Bucks went 18 for 42 from three-point land, shooting 40%. This was a shootout, folks. Straight up shootout. 58% from three-point land. Who knew? That was one of our Achilles heels last year. One of our Achilles heels last year was our three-point defense and our three-point offense. Obviously, our three-point defense still leaves a lot to be desired, but the offense is picking up. The three-point offense is definitely picking up. And let me close my highlights here. I got a lot running, man. I got a lot running here. A lot running in the background. What else did I like here in the stat sheet? 30 dimes. 30 dimes for the Knicks here, man. 30 assists. We are one of the worst teams in assists this year. And 30 assists. Give credit. You got to give credit. You got to give credit. That was well done. Well done. Mudiay with 7. Tim Hardaway Jr. with 8 dimes, even though he didn't shoot well at all. He still spread the ball around. He found the open man. 8 dimes for Timmy. 4 dimes for Knox. 5 for ISO. 1 for Dotson. 2 for Hazonia. 2 for Cannon. So, nice job, man. Nice job. Somebody in the chat was asking, and shout out to everybody in the chat. I can't see all the comments, obviously, because it goes so fast, but Alex and Dave are distributing a link to a Google form. If you have any specific questions, once we get to the Q&A part of the show, I'll call those out and answer them. So they'll send the link out. Just click the link, type in your question. I'll see it on my end, and then I'll answer it. All right, back to the phone. Jamal from Jersey. He wants to talk about Frank's playing time. Jamal, what's going on, bro? Happy Saturday, man.
What's up, CP? How you been doing?
How you feeling, bro? I'm doing all right, man. Much better than when the game started. I'll tell you that.
I feel you. I'm kind of upset. I don't like what really went on with Frank tonight, and it feels a little different because of the trade rumors and the people in the organization.
Yeah.
The sources leaking that they out on him. So it seemed like it was premeditated for him to sit regardless, especially with Trey Burke going down and you still not putting him in a game. So it seemed like
I was a
whole
little confused
premeditated
when
plot.
they had ISO as the backup point guard first off the bench. I was a little confused.
And it kind of throws me off, like we bringing in all of these other retreads from other teams that was once lottery picks, and our whole theme of the season is development, and you can't take the time to develop your own, but you could develop the other guys that ain't even going to be there, and Hazonia just wasting a starting spot, and Dotson got to
he's wasting our time now.
Move Rivers to play. Like what are we doing?
I hear that. Well, my hope is this. My hope is that ultimately Fizdale will lock in a rotation, lock in a starting lineup, and go with a set 10, 11, maybe 12 in the rotation, And part of that, hopefully includes Frank. But we have a lot of guards that have to play. You know what I'm saying? Mudiay's playing well. How do you take him out? ISO's playing well. How do you take him out? Trey's going to be out for a while, so obviously that puts in a spot. So Trey's out. So I gave you Mudiay, I gave you ISO. Courtney Lee has to play. He's got to get traded, right? He's got to get out of here. Dotson. Who am I forgetting? What other guards am I forgetting? Frank.
I understand what you're saying, and trust me, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to pit our players against each other. I'm just saying with the stuff that came out leading up to Frank DMP makes it feel different for me. It's not like when the other guys sat their few games. You didn't hear the organization and the leaks and the possible trades and all of the stuff that we somehow hearing now about Frank.
It's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. Like I said, the kid, he's only 19.
Only 19 years old.
He's only 19.
From another
man.
country.
He's only 19. I mean, people in the chat talking about Cult of Frank. I mean, listen, I'm not here to tell you what the kid is going to be, who he's going to be like. I'm just here to say, while we have him here, let's see what he can do. Now, there's another dynamic to this, and that is, how does the organization feel about Frank? That's the number one question.
Because they didn't draft him.
They didn't. This is not the regime that drafted Frank. From what we know, Steve Mills did not want him. From what we know, what we could speculate, he didn't want him. Right?
Right.
Perry came in, and what he do? He brings in Mudiay. Right? What else does he do? They bring up Trey Burke. He's beasting in the D-League. Moutier comes in and automatically jumps over everybody, including Frank, including Burke, and at the time, Jared Jack. And then
when he didn't show it at that point. He's showing it now, but he didn't show nothing last year and early this year.
Except for defense, which is been his calling card.
What makes it seem like it's another rope being pulled from Upper, just like they stuck on Hazonia because Perry drafted him and he KP boy. Yeah. He's not doing nothing.
He ain't it. Mario's not it. But that was a nice dunk. But he ain't it. He's not it, man.
But that don't even mean nothing. Like, he just wasting. He taking somebody else's minutes.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing.
Well, we'll look at it like this. Like I said, we're only 20-something games in. How many, what's our record right now? We're 8-16, 24 games in. So I would expect, like I said, things to tighten up in terms of the rotation. We can't keep playing this musical chairs. I would expect things to tighten up, and I think we will see Frank back in the rotation period. I don't know what it'll be at. I don't know if it's going to be at the point guard, at the 3, whatever the case may be. We'll see. But
I hope so.
I hope so.
Just in closing, I want to say it's definitely not time to give up on him. Definitely not.
Absolutely not. There's no reason to. There's no reason to. Like I said, and appreciate the call, Jamal. There's no reason to bail on Frank right now. It's the same way we're now on the Mudiay. I almost said Mudiay. It's the same reason we're now on the Mudiay bandwagon. It's the same reason we're now on the Vonleh bandwagon. When, like I said, nobody wanted anything to do with either one of those players in the offseason. You got to give it time, man. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not here to tell you that Frank is going to be the next Gary Payton. I'm not here to tell you that he's going to be the next Roberson. Somebody said George Hill in the chat. Randy Tillman said George Hill. Maybe. But I do know that you can still use a guy like a George Hill. You could still, use a guy like a Roberson on a good team. Let's say this team gets fortified with another lottery pick. You get hell freezes over. You get a KD in here. And you get a guy like a Frank who can play defense, who can defend. You could use a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? You could use a guy like that. So, and we don't even have KP yet. That's my whole thing with the Frank thing. We don't even have KP yet. So, let's just, pump the brakes. I'm going to get into that a little later on my Trust the Process segment. But let's pump the brakes on Frank a little bit, man. All right, we're going to go to Fonz in Miami. Then we're going to go to the player ratings. Fonzarelli, talk to me, man. What's going on, man?
You know me. Hey. It's been a minute since I called CP.
Yeah, man. What's going on?
I love the show. I'm always giving thumbs up in the support. MIA in the building.
Appreciate it, man. Everybody in the chat, just smash that thumbs up for your boy, man. Appreciate it, Fonz. What's going on?
Damn right. You better support everybody. You know what we do.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
But man, you know what? I've been I've been a big Ntilikina supporter since day one, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. You know how we do it. I've been watching the games very closely. I went to that Miami massacre, and I like what Fizdale's doing. But as we've seen with the rotations, and CP, I want to give your thoughts on this before I ask my next question.
Mm-hmm.
He tend to give the ropes to these young players and let them develop and seize the moment. Seize the moment, seize the opportunity, seize their spot, and that's why I cannot take anything from Mudiay. I have been a Ntilikina supporter. That is our draft pick. That's the future. With his length, his size, there's a dime a dozen people that could score, but to defend on his level, but there's some kinks in his armor when it comes to his aggression, his wanitude. That's what we call it, the wanitude, and I think his high moment was against the Warriors. And since that game, it's been a slow progression downhill. I want to hear this, from you, and I just want to ask the next question, my brother.
It has been a slow progression, downhill for Frank. Unfortunately, it's hard to really put a finger on what the issue is. Those of you that are subscribed to Knicks Film School, my guy Jonathan Macri wrote a great article on this whole Frank situation, man. A really, really good article on it. And number one, I don't, and I'm pulling up a tweet from Mike Vorkanoff of The Athletic. Shout out to Mike. He says that Fizdale had
do it. Look at these interactives. Do it, brother. Do it.
Yeah.
He's multi-platform.
Oh, we digital here. Fonz, we digital here, baby. You already know, man. This is digital.
I love it, baby.
This is Knicks digital. You know what I mean?
This is why number one Knicks show, baby.
This is the number one Knicks show on YouTube. Ask about me, man. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the support, though. Everybody
we know
support
it. Day
me,
one,
man.
baby.
Only number one because you guys call in and support. But, Mike Vorkanoff says
right.
that Fizdale had been giving Frank first looks over Dotson in the previous games. Tonight he went with Dotson first, and he played well, so Fizz stuck with him. It's clear that Fizdale looks at Frank more as a wing player than a point guard. A lot of people want to see Frank at the point and just say, let him go with it and see what's up. I would like to do it. I'm one of those people. I want to see what he can do as a point. And make my judgment after. But even in the beginning,
I gotta agree with you, CP.
Even when training camp was going on and they was asking Fizdale, I was keen to hear what he would say about Frank. They was asking Fizdale about his thoughts on Frank. Never once did he say this is our point guard or he runs the point. Or he's running the point. He said, he's a Swiss Army knife. He can do so many things. But never, ever
he started the season, CP, guarding threes. He was guarding threes.
They even said he was going to guard fours at some point in the preseason.
Nah, come on, man. Look what's going on with our boy Knox. This was the first blooming, the blooming of the flower for our other draft pick.
Absolutely.
You know what? But I'm not going to shield Frank.
Yep.
He got his first DNP. He got to show right now the fortitude that Dotson showed right now. You know what I mean? He got to come off. He got to be stronger. He got to show aggression on the offensive side of the ball. And you know what? This is the number one Frank fan right here. You know what I mean? I love it. I know he's part of our future, but I know what Fizdale craves right now. Let me go on to the next. Before I even go on to the next question, first of all, Hazonia, that wasn't even a dunk on our boy, the Greek Freak.
Yeah.
I'm not going to dethrone that what Vonleh did on Jason Allen and what my boy Mudiay that has earned my credit during the last couple of games when he snuffed.
Yeah.
Come on, when he's defying, I call him the Mudiay, when he's defying the critics and he went and snuffed. He's earning his stripes, baby, like the Bronx Bombers. He earned his stripes. He's earning my stripes for me. It's the respect. But this is what I say. I'm proud of Knox. This is going to be a crucial moment right now in these next couple of weeks. We're going to go into the next year. Oh, my goodness. Frank Ntilikina needs to seize this moment right now. Because if Fizdale shows it, we might not see Hazonia again. If you saw it, he throws him out there. If you're not going to produce.
You can only play by so many
Exactly. He's going to throw him out there. He's going to take him back out. We see what Dotson's doing. He's unbreakable. He's hardened. Okay? I live it. But I'm going to tell you right now, we need to know what the future is right now. I do not want to give up on Frank. No. I do not. Okay? I want to give him his minutes, give him his run. I love what's happening with the development. And you know what, Knicks fans? Stay solid. I love the show, CP.
Fonz, you're the man, brother. Have a good weekend, man. Be safe down there. Appreciate it, man. Fonz dropped. Listen, I'm not going to give up on Frank yet, man. I'm not going to give up on Frank yet. You know, I don't know what he is. I can't tell you he's a point. I can't tell you he's a wing. Because like I said, read this article on Knicks Film School by Jonathan Macri. It's very, very good article. Very good article. Definitely read that article. And, you know, it points to signs when Frank was inserted as a starting point guard. It showed some statistics where he was good. And then it showed some statistics where he was terrible. You know, then at the 3, you know, obviously he's not getting as much touches. If he's coming in with ISO, if he's coming in with Burke, he's not getting the ball as much. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot with this Frank thing, man. Delano says he needs to be reactive instead of cerebral. When it comes to his shooting. You know, Clyde even says it. Every time he's shooting the rock, Clyde says, you know, he's thinking out there. He's thinking out there. So let's just give the kid some time. Frank will be all right, and we'll be all right, man. You know, we'll definitely be all right. So, yeah, man, we're going to get to the player ratings. Shout out everybody in the chat. Mateo914 says Knicks Film School's great site. Yo, those are my boys. Support them. Definitely check them out. Shout out JB. Like I said, I got a tomorrow night. I'm gonna debut the quarter season report, and that was featuring Jonathan Macri from the Knicks Film School, Terry from the Terry and Trey Show, and Alex Wolf from Posting and Toasting. So we had a good convo this morning, man, and I'll drop it tomorrow night so you guys can get a chance to watch it. Ayo Powell says trust the process, man. He says trust the process. Let's get into the play ratings real quick. I see Powell on the line, Just, Adam, Austin. We're going to get to you guys. Nathan, Yaron, we're going to get to you guys. Let's go through some play ratings real quick. I don't got JLs tonight. It's just me, man. But I'll give you my top 3. Give you my top 3 plays. Firstly, my third star. This is a tough one. I'm going to tell you what. My third star is definitely going to Dotson. 100% going to Dotson. 21 points. +5 on the night. 5 for 5 from three-point lane. 5 rebounds. Damian Dotson definitely gets my third star of the night. And I'm gonna give Dotson. I'm gonna give him a 7.5. What do you guys think about Dotson from 1 to 10? What are you guys giving Dotson tonight? That's my third star. My third star is Damian Dotson, man. Definitely, you know, the thing about Dotson, he doesn't play. He comes off the bench. He starts. He produces every time. Dotson comes through for us every time, man. Facts. That's a fact, man. So Dotson is my third star. I'm gonna give him a 7.5 tonight. I thought he played well. Second star. Definitely gonna go to Kevin Knox. Definitely gonna go to Kevin Knox. Like I said, they hit him. He caught his first test as a Knicks rookie this week. Scouts calling for him, saying he's soft. He didn't come through. He doesn't, bring it every night. Kevin Knox delivered tonight, and he rewarded us for it. 26 points, 4 dimes, 4 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal. I'm giving Kevin Knox a 9, man. I'm giving Kevin Knox a 9. I'm giving him a 9. I'm giving Kevin Knox a 9 for sure. He's my second star, and I'm giving him a 9. What do you guys think about Knox? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys giving Knox on his player rating? Somebody said I need 4 stars tonight. We're gonna get to the honorable mentions for sure. But first star, obviously. Emmanuel Mudiay, gotta be. Like I said, we gotta put some respect on this guy's name now, man. Mudiay is a thing of the past, people. Mudiay is a thing of the past. So forget about it, man. Forget about it. Emmanuel Mudiay, 28 points, 7 rebounds. Clutch. It's crazy, right? It's crazy, man. It's crazy to think about. This is a guy that we wanted off the team as early as a month ago. You know, and Emmanuel Mudiay, 10 for 18 tonight. 10 for 18, 4 or 5 from the three-point land for Mudiay. I mean, what more can you say, man? So I'm going to give Mudiay, I got to give him a 10. I got to give Mudiay a 10 because, you know, he tied the game. He tied the game for us. 15 points in the fourth quarter in overtime. You know, what more can you ask for from this kid, man? 15 points in the fourth quarter in overtime. You got to give him a 10. He won the game for us. He won the game for us, man. You know? He deserves it. I got to give him a 10. I got to give him a 10. What do you guys think? Let me know. Johnny Ramos said I told you. It's a 10. It's a 10. Quality of opponent definitely matters. Quality of opponent definitely matters, right? So, you know, it definitely matters, man. It definitely matters. He saved the game. Mudiay saved the game, man. The Bucks are the second best team in the league. Number 1 offense in the league. It's a 10. That's a 10, man. That's a 10. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Who are your 3 stars of the night? Who are your 3 stars of the night, man? What do you guys think? All right, let's go to the honorable mentions. I know a lot of you said there were a lot of more unsung heroes tonight. And let's go back to it. Noah Vonleh, come to the stage. And you ever notice whenever Noah Vonleh starts the game off hot for us, we typically win. Noah Vonleh, once again, I thought he started the game off with like 7 points. And he started the game off with 7 points. And finished with 15, 5 boards, 1 dime, 1 steal for Vonleh. He was good, man. He was good. He was definitely good. And, you know, listen, all credit where credit is due. Greek Freak is going to be a... He's top 3. Greek Freak is top 3, you know, automatically. So, you know, but I thought Vonleh's defense... He hustles. Vonleh hustles, man. He delivers on both ends of the floor. He hustles on both ends of the floor, man. Both ends of the floor. So I got to give Vonleh honorable mention, absolutely. The other honorable mention, you know what? Even though he didn't shoot too well, I'm going to give Timmy an honorable mention with 8 dimes. I'm gonna give Timmy an honorable mention with 8 dimes because he didn't shoot. He shot terribly. He took an atrocious shot in the fourth quarter that almost lost us the game. Timmy played well. Timmy. He got the open man. He was unselfish still, even though he took 20-something shots. You know, he was, like I said, the shooting wasn't good. 8 dimes. I gotta give Timmy honorable mention as well. So Vonleh and Timmy get honorable mention. My 3 stars go to Dotson, Kevin Knox, and Emmanuel Mudiay. So yeah, man, that's the play rating tonight, man. Let me know what you guys think, man, in the comments, in the chat. What do you guys think about the player ratings tonight, man? Who are your standouts? What would I give Fizz tonight? I give Fizz I give him a 7. I give Fizz a 7. Obviously, we got the W, right? Yeah, obviously, you got to give him credit for that. I still thought he would have went defense with Frank, especially with Dotson, when we were getting crushed out there in the first half, especially on the 3-point line. Guys were just missing rotations. These guys were just hitting wide open shots. Guys were losing their assignments, losing the ball in the man. So I thought he would have gone that route. But I thought his the execution off the timeouts were great. Obviously, the Dotson curl screens. I want to see what Dotson's percentage is running off of those curl screens, because almost every time I see them running it, he hits it. And Fizdale, give credit, he called it again late. He called that curl screen for Dotson late, and Dotson buried a clutch three. He buried a clutch three for us. So, I give Fizz a 7. Robert Parrish a 7.5. Ronnie P says a 9. Either way, listen, a win is a win, man. A win is a win. Definitely shout out to Fizz. And yeah, man, that those are the ratings, man. Those are the ratings. Good timeouts, good Stephen Weeks. He says Fizz gets an 8. He said good subs late. He went with the good lineups and good calls. Eduardo Davia says I got to give a ref a 2. That's funny. Yeah, man, what do you guys think? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Smash that thumbs up button for your boy. If you're just tuning in, for some of you guys that are new, that are just tuning in, the live streams get replayed overnight and into the morning for those of you around the world who may have missed tonight's live show. It gives you the ability to chat with other Knicks fans. So that's why I run the streams. If you see a notification from me with this, like throughout the night, throughout the morning, it's because I give people around the world an opportunity to get in the chat with others who may have missed it live, the first live. So it's a good perk. That's why you guys got to subscribe to the channel, man. Definitely subscribe to the channel. Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to who we got. Pal from Brooklyn is waiting for a while. He wants to talk about the game and Vonleh. What's going on, pal?
Yo, what's good, guys? Oh, my God, man. First time, long time. The Knicks won tonight. Come on, fellas.
Yeah. Knicks win. Knicks win, man. Absolutely.
The Knicks win, man. It's amazing, man. Like, we gotta overlook. There's so many things in this conversation that we gotta take a look at. That if you look at the stats, Giannis had to play all 42 minutes. He had to play all 42 minutes just to lose to our Knicks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to give credit to the whole team, man. Vonleh especially, like, he could have fouled out in, like, third quarter or, like, in the last minutes of the fourth quarter, but he fouled out in overtime, but, like, near the end, too. So, we got to give our team credit, man. Like, Frank, I don't know what happened to Frank. I think somebody mentioned something in the chat about what they know what happened to him. But who knows?
He just didn't play. He just didn't play. Fizdale felt like he went with the best guys, and he just didn't play. So, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I think every game is a gamble in the lineup. You know what I mean? Like when you're coaching, you almost have to think it's a gamble. But the right people played tonight. We gotta give them credit for tonight.
That's right.
Like they played the number 2 team, and they played Giannis, and Giannis has to play all 42 minutes, and they still lost. So. Props to the team, man.
That's a fact, pal. Appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the call. Yeah, I agree with you on all counts, man. Appreciate the support too, man. Oh, that's you in the chat too, right? I lost him. All right, shout out to pal. Appreciate the call. Eduardo Davia, appreciate it. Appreciate the compliments. Somebody just subscribed. I missed that name who just subscribed. I appreciate the subscribe. If you guys are watching, I see 300 plus people in this chat. Hit that subscribe button below. Like I said, if you're a diehard Knicks fan, we do post-game fan reactions after every game. We take your live phone calls. We do player ratings. We check Knicks Twitter, see what's going on out there. News, rumors, everything, man. So it's a great experience for the Knicks fans worldwide. I appreciate the support thus far. Once again, if you're watching and you're new, give me a hashtag new so I can shout you out in the chat. Always love to interact with the fans. Ernesto Duverge, what's going on? Mad Mars, what's going on? Bradley Reed, shout out Bradley Reed. Randy Tillman, I see you. Agent Super Argo, what's going on? Rick War 82. Anthony Weary said it was a very tight game for them, and most of all, they needed it. Go Knicks. Very happy for the young Knicks. Yeah, I'm happy for them, man. Happy for them. Jabroni, what's going on? Illmatic, shout out to Illmatic. Gary Miller, I see you. Coach East Carter. Jeremy, my Long Island brother, what's going on? Big Shaq says, mad callers tonight. Yeah, you know when we win, everybody wants to chime in, man. When we lose, you don't see nobody, man. Nobody comes through to the show when we lose, man. Just, what's up, man? Justin Brooklyn, what's going on?
CP, what's going on, brother, man?
How you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm feeling good, man. Yo, tonight's game was lit. L-I-T, bro. Tonight was a crazy game, man.
Indeed it was, man.
Big, bro. That was a huge win for the team, man. Like, I'm looking at it. What I'm seeing out there is that down the stretch, bro, between Timmy, Mudiay, and if you throw Frank in there, like, we starting to figure it out on that pick and roll, man. We starting to get those stops and turn it offense into defense, bro. What you think about that?
Yeah, you know what I like, too, in terms of defense? I liked every time Money Mitch and the Greek Freak were clashing heads. I loved it, man. Because Money Mitch, you know, he's athletic, but he's raw. You know what I mean? So he's doing his best out there. But him and the Greek Freak, it's like two worlds colliding, man. And watching a couple years, man, that's gonna be a great matchup. That's gonna be a great matchup, man.
Bro,
Money
man,
Mitch,
listen.
he'll be able to guard him.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Listen, Perry and them, they brought in 3 dogs. We brought in Knox, who got tough skin, Trey, who's a scorer, and then we got that boy Mitch, who's just a raw dog. And he be out there talking to himself, bro. I don't know if you be peeping, but Mitch be talking to himself. Hyping himself up.
Mitch is a gamer, man. Mitch is a gamer, man. I love his attitude, man. Once his game catches up to his attitude, man, Mitch is going to be a problem. He's a goon. Above the Rib says he's a goon. Yeah, man, I love Mitch. Definitely love Mitch, man.
Man, and bro, here's my opinion on Frank, man. You know, you spoke to me a couple times, and, I gave you some Frank comparisons, but we got to trust the process with Frank. In 3 to 4 years, when Frank is, 25, and he's possibly, 6'8", then all the critics is going to stop, because then he's going to be an official 3-and-D player. It's coming. You just got to give it time. It's simple.
It's coming, man. We got to give it time, man. And people in the chat talking about Mitch.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
You know, the only thing about Mitch is his foul.
Huh?
No, well, go ahead into Frank. I'll get back to Mitch. Go ahead into the Frank topic.
Oh, no, I was saying about Frank, I don't know, maybe in practice he got to go against Lance. Maybe he got to cook Lance up in practice a little bit and then have that translate to the floor.
Practice on Lance. Practice on Lance.
Yeah, practice on. That's a good, nice 6'8" stunt devil that you could practice on. You feel me?
Yeah. I hear you, man.
But yeah, man.
I don't know what we're gonna do to get this man's offense
get Frank
up.
time.
I don't know what we're gonna do to get this man's offense up, but like I said, I'm gonna give him time. I'm like you. I'm gonna give him time, and we'll be all right, man. Appreciate the call though, Just definitely appreciate you, bro.
Yo, good to hear from you, bro. Hold it down, man.
Absolutely, man. Have a good weekend. So did you guys see this on the post game? They asked the Greek Freak. Let me turn this Knox highlight off. They asked the Greek Freak about Hazonia stepping over him next time. He said he's gonna punch Hazonia in the nuts, man. Listen to this. Let me know if you guys have trouble hearing this. Hold up.
Oh yeah. I'm punching in this next time.
Did y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all heard that. They asked him about Hazonia stepping over him. He said, "I'm gonna punch him in the nuts next time."
Does that bother you? Oh yeah. I'm punching in this next time.
He said, "That's a fact. I'm punching him dead in his nuts next time." Greek Freak is tight. Get out of here, man. Go back to Milwaukee, you crybaby. You know what I mean? That's for Timmy. That's for Timmy and KP. That's for my man KP and Timmy. Mario Hazonia, put some respect on his name for that dunk. That's about it. Adam, speaking of the dunk, he wants to talk about Hazonia. What's going on, Adam? How you feeling, bro?
What's going on, CP? Big fan of the show, man.
Appreciate it, man.
With this whole Hazonia situation, Appreciate it, man. With the whole Herzonia situation, man, do you think him starting might be due to politics and everything behind the GM and him having connections and things like that?
Well, that's a good question. Well, this is a thing, right? When you brought in Vonleh, when you brought in Herzonia, you still got to play them, right? These aren't just, guys that established contending teams will bring in as end of the bench depth, just in case. They're just bodies for practice. No, these are guys that you want to see. Can we turn these guys into something and potentially be keepers, right? They're not plan A on the free agency list. They might be plan B, plan C, plan D, but you still have to evaluate everybody. You still have to evaluate everybody.
Definitely.
So even Herzonia, we give him a hard time. I give him a hard time as well, but he still has to get a look because he's here on a 1-year deal. He's 22 years old. You want to see if you could rejuvenate him from Orlando. They got rid of him. He was trash. You want to see what you could do with him so that by the end of the year, you make the decision on him.
So I feel that. I just hope Fizz stays consistent as it pertains to after a while, he continues to play garbage. Just get him on the bench.
Right.
But I have another question.
Yep, go ahead.
So, obviously, we're going to try to go in on KD. Now, if we watch the teams KD has played for, it's a similar, chemistry and formula we have going on with a point guard who could score.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think maybe they're looking at it like Mudiay fits that mold to fit with KD more than a Frank does, who slows down? He's more of a half-court kind of point guard.
I mean, listen. You have to respect what Mudiay is bringing to you with at the point guard position. I think you can't argue. It's hard to argue for Frank at that slot when Mudiay is clearly playing better than him. That's just what it is right now.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
The question is,
and I'm not
can you bring Mudiay back next year? And I don't want to think so far in advance. Smith Jr. in the chat says he's still not safe. He's not safe. It's still one game at a time. But I'm saying, if this is what it is to be with him, you got to give it a strong consideration. I mean, he's playing well. He's playing well.
Yeah, and by no stretch am I a Frank hater. I understand all the points, being patient with Frank and things of that nature. I just feel like what we've been seeing, no matter how high he improves, we know the type of player he's going to be even at his peak. He's not ever going to be a prominent scorer.
Probably not.
I feel like Mudiay is going to draw some defense. He's going to keep things open for a person like KD, for a person like KP when he comes back, because he penetrates to the basket a lot and things like that. I just think he's going to fit that fast-paced offense better.
I agree, and that's why you're seeing, clearly Fizdale, that's what he wants. He wants his point guards to be aggressive.
Yep.
He wants his point guards to be out in space, running the floor. No thinking, just go.
Definitely.
So, yeah, like I said, Mudiay is going to deserve consideration. He's going to deserve consideration going down the line. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, Adam.
Definitely, man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it, man. I enjoy the show, man. I'll keep tuned.
Of course, man. Always appreciate the support from everybody, man. Thanks again for calling, and call back next time.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's go to Austin in Jersey. Switching topics. He wants to talk about Courtney Lee and Ron Baker. Austin, what do you want to talk about Ron Baker for, man?
Hey, CP.
Yo, what up, Austin?
What up? I want to talk about how bad
My fault, man. I gotta let you go, bro. The line wasn't good. Let's go to Austin. Call back, man. I couldn't hear you. I don't know if that's my end or yours. Let's try Nathan. Nathan wants to talk about the W. He wants to talk about the Knicks. Nathan, what's going on?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Perfectly. What's going on, bro?
Hello? Yeah, How are you guys doing? A huge win for us. You know what? If they ever come out with the new Mario game, they should take a picture of that Mario over Giannis and put that as a cover.
Yeah, the new Super Mario, right?
Yeah,
the new Super Mario. Man.
What a huge win for us. That's a statement game
Another one.
Especially for a young team. Yeah, especially for a young team like this, I think it gives them more confidence into the season. I'm not saying that it's going to translate to playoffs. All I'm saying is maybe that gives like a boost of confidence for us and move on for the other games and try and compete. I love the way that we're competing this year. So hopefully this win can elevate these players and then get them better and all. And then my other question is real quick: Do you think with Courtney Lee back and then the way that many plays, do you think his trade stock will go up?
Probably not. I don't see Courtney Lee's stock really elevating unless there's a team that has an injury along their wings and they needed Courtney Lee for the stretch run. It's just a very tough trade, man. Courtney Lee is making I believe 13 mil or so. Let's pull it up. I believe Courtney Lee's making about 13 million or so each year. He's got 2 years left on his deal. It's a very tough deal. I feel like they've been trying to trade Courtney Lee for 2 years, man. I continue to say that. And so I don't see his stock. It's unlikely that his stock goes up, although last year was his best year with the team and maybe his best year of his career. But I don't see his stock going up.
How about Lance Thomas? I don't know. Is he injured? Or if he's not injured, do you think he's like a good value piece of trade for like a contending team?
Nah, I don't think anybody wants Lance, and that's no knock to Lance. Salute to Lance. Nobody wants him. No, nobody. You're not going to trade Lance. Lance is going to end up getting cut in the offseason in their quest to save cap space. So yeah. And that's just it.
Before I just want to say you guys do a great job as always, and you guys are the best.
Yo, Nathan, man, appreciate the call, man. Always appreciate the call, man. And I'll see you next game, bro. Appreciate it.
All
right, man. It's my guy, Nathan. Courtney Lee, $11 million. Where's he at? Salary. Yeah, this is incomplete, the salary information. Alex Collins says about $12 million. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 12.2 this year, 12.7 next year for Courtney Lee. 12.2 million this year, 12.7 next year. So it's a tough trade. You asking a team to take on a 33-year-old player, and you're not trying to take back any salary with the Courtney Lee thing. So that's a tough trade. It's a tough trade. You're almost asking for someone to come up with an injured player, and you don't want anybody getting injured, but that's probably what it's going to take, to legitimately get a good deal for Courtney Lee. Maybe, maybe Philly should come calling, Philly. Call us up, Philly. We got Courtney Lee on the market. Shout out my guy, Alex Wolf, my Sunday night co-host, Alex Wolf. He's got interviewing Kevin Knox for the Posting and Toasting blog tomorrow. So shout out Alex Wolf, man. He says if you have any burning questions after his breakout game tonight, let him know and he'll ask it. So hit up Alex Wolf on Twitter with any questions for Kevin Knox. He'll be interviewing Kevin Knox tomorrow. So shout out Alex. Real big get. Shout out Posting and Toasting. And congratulations on that. Congratulations on that one, Al. Good stuff. All right, let's get to one more call, then I'm going to get to my next segment. Let's go to Yaron. What's going on, my dude? He wants to talk about the game. Yaron, what's going on?
What's up?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's about time that we get our revenge.
Hey, yeah. It's about time, man. It's about time.
A buzzer beater and the lay-in from last year. Oh, I just can't get that stuck in my head. But now we got to focus on these upcoming games. We got our revenge from Milwaukee. We got Giannis really upset. It's about damn time I see his face.
I don't know, man. Yeah. It seemed like, I don't know, man. Something's going to escalate with Giannis and Mario,
We got 2 more games.
That might be a fight. That might be a fight happening next time we see him. That might be a fight happening. I need Noah Vonleh to step in and be the enforcer.
Yeah, but give credit to Emmanuel Mudiay. I mean, that guy saved our lives. I mean, I was shaken up. I was at a lounge right now, and I was like shaken up. It was unbelievable. I thought he wasn't going to make it because he never makes a shot like that.
Yeah. Mudiay's has been clutch.
God.
You never thought Clutch and Mudiay go hand in hand, but Mudiay's been clutch, man. Say what you will. He's been clutch.
Yeah. Yeah, usually it's Timmy, but, I mean, Timmy would just, it would just go all over the place. But Frank got that win in. I was, he's one of my top 10, and I agree with you. He is a number 10 as a scale from 1 to 10. Because I'll tell you something. He's been playing amazing with only 28 points. I mean, really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. No, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And appreciate the call, man. Like I said, and I've said it again and again. Mudiay has earned it. Mudiay has earned the respect of the fan base. He's earned his playing time. He's been consistent. And that's what you like to see from Mudiay. Absolutely, that's what you like to see from Mudiay. So thanks for the call, Yaron. Always appreciate it. And man, happy Saturday, everybody out there. Subscribe to the channel. If you're watching right now, I see 300 people in the chat. If you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Very important. If you want to support the show, the best way is to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and share it with other Knicks fans. If your brother, your sister, your friend, your cousin, your mom, your dad, this is a channel, this is a show that's open for everybody. I don't care what you look like, how old you are. I want all Knicks fans on this show. We break down the games. We do our play ratings. You just heard from a bunch of live callers. It's a fun experience, man. It's worldwide. We got people from all over the world in the chat, debating, talking Knicks, respectfully having fun with each other. So, man, like I said, always appreciate the support. My next topic is do you guys trust the process? Do you guys trust the process? This is a long season. We have this win today against the Bucks, a great win. We had another great win last week against the Grizzlies, and last week we had 500 people in the chat, cheering the Knicks on, talking about Fizdale, Mudiay's MVP. Are we going to the playoffs? Kind of embellish a little bit, but yeah, that was the tone. Then we get washed in Detroit. Then we get washed in Philly. We get blown out in Philly. 55 chess game was going on. And then it's trade this guy. Get rid of Knox. He stinks. Get rid of Frank. Well, the Frank stuff was always a, there was always people anti-Frank, but, where are you guys with this whole process? It seems like, and I don't like to blanket the fan base for saying Knicks fans don't do this, Knicks fans don't do that, but it seems like from the tone of this week, it was a very negative tone about the process. It was very, anti-coach. The Mark Jackson people came out of the woodworks, like I told you about Fizdale. Get rid of Frank, trade Frank for something. Get rid of Knox. People saying, I thought I'm seeing what Knox was when I feared us drafting him. Going back to it. We have to trust the process, man. We have to trust the process. This is a new thing. Look at the back of my wall, man. Look at the back of my wall. You got Patrick Ewing, all right? My man John Starks. Bernard King, that was 80s. Ewing and Starks, early 90s to the late. Right behind me, I got a poster of Camby, Sprewell, Houston. That was the last of the good Knicks teams, and we never rebuilt the team since then. That right there, in 2000, we traded Patrick Ewing. 2000. We in 2018 right now. And from 2000 to 2018, we never rebuilt the team properly. Never rebuilt the team properly. We had some young teams. That looked all right. Even those Isaiah teams that had Steph, Jamal Crawford, Eddie Curry. That was a nice little young team, but it wasn't built the right way. And then they just disintegrated. We had no leadership on that team. So it all fell apart. Then they try to get into, the LeBron sweepstakes. We strike out. You guys know the history. Carmelo, Amari, again, not built the right way. Chasing false dreams. Chasing false championships. So now we're at a point where we are legitimately, for right now, rebuilding this thing, right? We are drafting kids and we're saying we're going to keep these kids. We're going to bring in a young coach that's going to grow with these kids, right? Maybe we do try to go get a free agent next year, maybe. But at the end of the day, I say that you have to trust the process, man. A lot of you guys are just fearful of the unknown. We don't know where this is going to lead. I'm not saying that just because we build a team with young players that it's eventually going to turn into a championship. The NBA is the hardest sport to win a championship of all sports. We know that. It's the hardest sport to build a championship contender of any sport. It's a top-heavy league. You have to have that right combination of good players, good draft picks, combine that with some veteran free agents, or, maybe you build a team. Look how that Miami Heat team was built. That team was built from scratch. Pat Riley was somehow lucky enough to get rid of everybody. And you had three friends, three of the top 10 players in the league at the time, say we're going to sacrifice ourselves, sacrifice our dollars, and come together to win a championship. And that's what they did in Miami. Look at what Kevin Durant did in Golden State. He went on a team, an already championship contender, and went over there. They have 4 All-NBA players on that team. And they're building their dynasty there. It's a difficult thing to build, but we got to trust it. We got to trust it, man. I remember you people, not you people, but some of you people were tight when they traded Trevor Ariza. Remember Trevor Ariza when he was here? He was an 18-year-old kid, blah, out of, UCLA. He had all the promise, this, that, and the third. They trade Ariza, and we were tight for trading Ariza. The Melo trade. We trade Chandler. We trade Gallo. We trade draft picks. Right? Mortgage the future for nominal gains. Never turned out. And we were tight about that. So some of you, we can't be tight about, trading our young assets away like we did in those days and then turn our back on Frank. And then be tight that Knox isn't Summer League Knox. When we got to realize that Summer League and the NBA are two different things, two different animals. This is the NBA. This is where the big boys play. You got to put your big boy pants on. Kevin Knox is learning that the hard way. In the hardest city. In the hardest city. And we have the media. We have the bright lights in Madison Square Garden. It's everything about New York, man. The pressure cooker. There's nothing like it here. And that's why I said in the beginning of the show, everybody doesn't succeed here. It's not just about, we've seen in any sport, we've seen guys that were the stars of their team come to New York and melt because they couldn't handle the pressure. We just don't know with these kids. We just don't know what these kids are going to turn out to. But my point is, you got to trust it. You got to take our lumps, man. The next game, I don't know when the next game is. Next game, we might get blown out by 25. And some of you might be calling, talking about, what's going on with Fizz, this, that, and the third, what's going on with the team. It's all a part of the process, man. It's all the growing pains. You can't want the tank and then be mad that Kevin Knox isn't producing, or be mad that the team stinks, or be mad that Frank isn't playing. Because if you really want that top draft pick, if you really want Zion, then that means you're going to have games like you had in Philly. You're going to have games like you had in Detroit. You're going to have those bad games. Because in order to get those top picks, in order to get in the bottom 3 of the lottery, you're going to have to look like a terrible team. Look at the Hawks. Terrible team. Look at what Phoenix is doing. Terrible team. Look at the Wizards. Wizards tank is going crazy. Terrible team. So, it's a process, man. It is a process, and we can't panic after every game. I still want to talk about the game. I want to talk about the good things. I want to talk about the bad things, who played well. I want to do the play ratings and all of that, but we can't panic at the first sign of adversity because we have to understand that we don't have Porzingis. You know, a lot of these guys, we barely seen a Frank, a Porzingis, and a Timmy on the court. We've never seen a Porzingis with Money Mitch. What if they bring back Vonleh next year and Porzingis, a Frank and Porzingis with a Timmy? We haven't seen that. We haven't seen what it looks like if you have a Frank, a Timmy, and a Mitch out there clogging passing lanes with the defense, how that can lead to easy buckets on the offensive end and just make the whole team better. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's my little diatribe for tonight. That's me on my soapbox. But yeah, this week was just like we came off of that win against Milwaukee, against the Grizzlies, coming off a high, and we had 2 bad losses, and it was just like everybody was just ready to, abandon the tank. I mean, not the tank, but abandon, what was going on in the process. And I hate to, steal from Joel Embiid, but you got to trust it. You got to trust it, man. So that's all I want to say, man. Do you trust the process, or are you still skeptical? Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to go back to the phones. Reg in the Bronx wants to talk about Frank and Knox. What's going on, Reg?
What's going on, CP? This is Reg. I done kicked it with you before about Frank.
Yeah, shout out, Reg.
Told me to give him some time. I told you I'm not really not feeling that point guard, but I'm gonna tell you straight up. I think Frank plays a major part in where we're gonna go. He's just not at the point guard spot, and I think that what we need to do is we need to make sure that he understands that he's gonna be a 3-and-D player. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. He want to be Dotson right now. That's who Frank want to be. Frank want to be Dotson right now. He want to play hard defense. He want to be able to make a play sometimes, but he want to be consistently hitting that open 3. He ain't. He can't. He's not prepared and ready to run an offense right now.
And that's the thing. That's the thing too. And not to cut you off, but in the Detroit or the Philly game, that was one of the things that Mike Breen had said. And, a lot of people want to see these kids throw them in the fire. But it has to be at a balance, right? I want to see Frank, thrown in the fire at the point guard just to see what he is. But I also agree that there has to be a balance where you say, are we hurting this kid by not, sitting him down and really coaching him and slowing things down a little bit, because he's clearly... something is lacking. His confidence is shot. And
it is. And you see it. You hear Walt Frazier constantly say it. Like you say, Mike Green was constantly saying it. But I'm going to tell you something that really shocked me. Kevin Knox shocked the hell out of me tonight, man. He showed me a whole lot tonight. His nuts dropped tonight, man.
Facts.
I'm watching the game, and I'm saying to myself, that number 20 he wearing reminds me of Allen Houston. That's why I'm like, he playing like Allen Houston. Soft.
Soft.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't with no aggression.
Yeah.
That's just how I see Allen Houston, and he's playing like that. I used to always say, man, take the 20 away from him, give him that number 8, man.
Yeah.
Give him that Spreewell. He needs that Spreewell where he going to get that ball confidently, go at the rim, pump fake, make a move, because he got all the tools. He just don't have the confidence to go with his game yet.
Facts.
But that's what I'm saying with Frank, and that's what I'm saying with Knox. I'm not a Frank fan when it comes to him playing a point, but him as an all-around basketball player, I'm giving him all the props in the world as a basketball player. Don't force the man into being a point right now, because I don't see him really having the confidence to do that. But in regards to Knox taking them lumps the way they was doing him, and they was doing him dirty this week.
Yeah, they did
him
dirty.
Coming out, you know what I'm saying, and showing oh man, they was doing him real dirty.
Factuals.
But he showed that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a sucker out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not soft out here, and he went and got his 24. So I just wanted to call in and give props to Knox, man. Let him know that he shocked the hell out of me. I thought he was a baby, but man, he don't mind swinging back.
Yeah,
You can't
that's a
just
fact,
smack
man.
that kid and walk away.
And
You know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
the call,
You can't
Reg.
just smack him.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And that was a good point by Reg. You know, Knox definitely stepped up. You know, some people say the ankle injury is still bothering him. It seemed like it was a high ankle sprain, so maybe it was. So, you know, like I said, give it some time. You know, but he was very aggressive out there. He was definitely very aggressive out there tonight. So, shout out to Kevin Knox for sure, man. Taking those shots. All right, we got a couple more calls in there, and then we'll wrap up. Shout out for everybody for tuning in tonight for sure, man. Got 300 people in here. Smash that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed already, man, you know the drill. The replay of the live stream will be, we'll probably do one at 12 a.m. Eastern. We'll do another one at about 3 a.m. and around the clock from there. So if you guys missed tonight's stream live, you'll be able to chat with other Knicks fans live throughout the day as well. All right, let's go back to the phones before we wrap up. Delano, he wants to talk about the Frank situation. Delano, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's going on, CP? How's everything going? Salute to everybody in the chat.
Salute, man. What's going on, my bro?
Yeah, man, ain't nothing, man. Hey, I'm just listen. Great win tonight. But in regards to the Frank thing, I've been saying this for a minute. Frank is a good wing player. He's a versatile wing player. I don't see him at the point guard position. And again, I think the reason, and I'll reiterate this point because I've made this a couple of times. The reason that people don't like Ntilikina is because that is a definite Phil pick. Phil Jackson is the one that was hyping up the whole point guard and, you know, all this for the triangle offense. And my biggest thing with that whole situation is if you want to be on the floor so bad, if you want to see this triangle, you should have been here as the coach. You in here as the president of basketball operations. Yeah. Your job is not to be out here trying to dictate how we run the offense.
And that's probably why they threw his ass out of the window so quickly, like Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince right after the draft. Like, get this guy out of here, man.
Absolutely.
Send this guy back to Montana because this guy's losing it.
Yeah, you know, him and Joakim Noah, you know what I'm saying, on the bench. God bless.
God bless.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but you know, but overall, like I said, you know, with everything, you know, honestly, you know, I love being right. You know, to be honest, I love being right. I've been telling everybody about Vonleh since the signing. I said this kid is gonna pan out, and we need to re-sign him once his contract runs out next year. Because I looked at, you know, again, and I've been, you know, I'm in NC, so I watch a lot of the Hornets games and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I've been watching this kid ball out. He's basically a great value version of Chris Bosh, and it's hard to see it now. You know what I'm saying? But his skill set is very much like Chris Bosh. Or maybe you can see a little bit of Chris Bosh's game now in Vonleh. You know what I'm saying? He's able to spread the floor, hitting, you know, perimeter shots. He can, you know, block shots and all that stuff. He plays, you know, decent defense, rebounds well. He just needs to tighten up a little bit, you know, in that regard. You know what I'm saying? He's not, you know, all-star material, but, you know, you can see a little bit of that game in there, you know. Mudiay, again, he could be the point guard of the future. The way he's playing, I would definitely consider another contract for him, maybe a 2-year deal, you know, one with the player option
it's gonna be
at
tough.
the second year or something like that.
You might only get one. I don't know. It really depends on how they want to attack the free agency. You know, if they strike out on KD and Kawhi Leonard, where are they gonna go? You know, are they just gonna say, all right, to hell with it? We'll you know, that cap, you know, is going to be sensitive. You got even Greek Freak is going to be available maybe the year or two after that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play it out. I don't know. I really don't know. You know, I really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate the call though, Delano. All right, let's go to before I get to my fan Q&A. Kevin. Let's close the show out with Kevin. He wants to talk about the energy of the team tonight. Kevin, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, CP? Big fan of the show.
Appreciate it, brother. How you doing?
Good, good. I just wanted to say, I think people forget, like, this is the youngest team in the league.
Youngest team in the league.
It's like Fizz is trying to teach them how to be consistent and play hard. I think with all these young guys that you mentioned in here, they don't know how that you got to play hard. It ain't really always all about the talent. Like, you got to play hard every night to beat these good teams night in, night out. Knox learning, you can't be lollygagging and think New York, of all places, not going to call you out when they see it. We see it.
They learning.
We see you play.
It's all
y'all
about,
learn. And for Frank, I know y'all done beat, and I know y'all beat the Frank thing to nauseam. One thing I wanted to say, I wonder if he need to do the Trey Burke playground tour. Like, he need to see how dudes or guards play in the city.
Yeah.
And he need to play like he don't care. He need to play. This is not Europe. This New York. We gonna expect a whole different thing of you based on just the guards who come out the city.
Got to be a pit bull.
And then being the point guard of the Knicks. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. Got to have that mentality, man. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, and appreciate the call, Kev. I just got to get to the Q&As and then wrap up. Appreciate the call.
All right, cool.
You got to have that bull in you, and Frank will learn that, man. Frank will learn that. You see, I posted that tweet. I showed you guys that tweet from inside the locker room, and it looks like Timmy came to his rescue, man. Looks like the reporters are ready to prowl on him in terms of the DMP. And Timmy kind of backed him off a little bit. So shout out to Timmy for being a leader. Stephen Humphrey, appreciate you. Shout out Timmy for being a leader and, sticking up for his guy, man. It's a tough time. Timmy knows. Timmy knows what it was like. Timmy knows what it was like, being that rookie and being under that spotlight. And Timmy still is. But Timmy seems to have a bit more thick skin and can handle it. We don't know what Frank's psyche is right now in terms of handling all this criticism. Hopefully he's not reading Twitter. Hopefully he's watching the show, though. Shout out Frank. If you watch the show, shout out Frank, man. We certainly know. I know ISO's watched the show before. ISO's family definitely watches the show. Trey Burke's family watches the show as well. So shout out to them. Doesn't mean we're going to take it easy on them, but it just means, we respect the support of the players and the families as well. All right, I'm going to wrap up, take some of your chat questions. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again for supporting. We almost at 2 hours now. It's Saturday night, man. So if you're here on a Saturday night rocking with me, I definitely appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Daniel Lee, appreciate the subscribe. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel like Daniel just did. Like I said, we recap the games. We do our play ratings. You hear from live callers every night. You can join the chat wherever you guys are watching from. We have people watching from Facebook, Twitch, Twitter. We're on YouTube, obviously. We're on Periscope. We're on KnicksFilmSchool.com. So if you're reading your articles, you can watch the show. We're on PostingandToasting.com as well. So wherever you guys are watching from, wherever in the world you guys are watching from, definitely appreciate the support. So, all right, let me get to some quick Q&As before we wrap up. Yuxa says, will Kevin Knox's play carry over into other games? I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Right now, you're encouraged, but he's a rookie. Obviously, he's going to have his ups and downs. So we'll see what happens on Monday. We got the Wizards again on Monday, so we'll see what happens on Monday. Daniel Bassajor, what's going on? I might have butchered your name, my bad, but definitely appreciate the subscribe. Stefan says, would you take a mid to late first round pick for Frank at the deadline if Mudiay, Dotson, and Trier keep getting better and Frank keeps regressing? I don't think we would get anything close to that, so I wouldn't even answer that because we wouldn't get that for Frank. Frank he's not getting any type of first round pick considerations right now. The rumor on the Phoenix thing was that Phoenix would give him the pick that they own from Milwaukee, but if that pick turns out, based on the way the Bucks are playing, that could be a late round pick. I don't see why I would give away a guy that plays the best defense on the team at 19 years old for a relative unknown. Every draft pick it doesn't play well. Every draft pick doesn't play well, so I wouldn't do that. Robert Rodriguez, appreciate it. Illmatic says, not really a question. He said, Fizz has sat all his guards for a few games. It's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it seems so. Fizz is going to evaluate every player. With 25 games in, let's see what happens going forward before we can really pass judgment on the rotations. Mateo914 says, do you think Frank would benefit from a stint in the G League? I'm a huge Frank fan, but I'm not totally against it. Work for Timmy in ATL. Actually, yes, I do think, based on how these rotations are going, based on the fact that you have Courtney Lee coming back, throw Frank and Westchester at the point and see what's going on, Let him and John Jenkins run in the backcourt and see what's going on. Let him practice at the one and see what happens. It couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt. James Moss says, do we think we trade Timmy before the deadline? The only way they trade Timmy is if they know for sure that they have a shot at a KD and another free agent, like a Kyrie Irving. Let's say hell freezes over. If in order to net those two, or in order to net two max players, you're going to have to put Tim Hardaway Jr. in a trade. Remember that Tim Hardaway Jr. has a 15% trade kicker. Anybody trading for him is going to have to pay him that bump up in salary. So that's not likely. So Timmy's here to stay, in my opinion. Roniel Moody says, what do you think Dotson's ceiling is as a basketball player? I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is that I know that when this team becomes a good team, Damian Dotson is going to be a significant rotation piece. I think he's a role player. I don't see him being a star or all-star in the making. I think he's gonna be a role player, and I think he's gonna be solid. Once you put some real solid talent around him, Dotson's gonna be, forget about it, man. Dotson's gonna be good for us. I don't know what his ceiling's gonna be. Let me think about that. I'll get back to you guys on that. What do you guys think in the chat? What's Dotson's ceiling? If you haven't answered it already. Kenyon Chapman says, is Frank sitting because of the eventual return of Courtney Lee? No, I don't think so. I don't see that. Louis Leon says, would you trade Frank and Courtney Lee for a top 10 pick? What about top 5? We wouldn't get anywhere near that, so that's null and void. That's null and void. Ace Bezel says, how you feel about Greek Freak saying he's gonna punch Mario in the nuts? I think that's a beef waiting to happen. That's a beef that's gonna spill over next time we see them. Next time we see them is Christmas Day. It might go down. It might go down on Christmas Day for real. I don't know, man. I can't. Mario Hezonja better be ready to back up all that talk. Mario was talking that tough guy talk. Mario was talking that tough guy talk. What else? Scottie Pippen on ESPN said Knicks. Somebody, Easy Win says Scottie said Knicks are the best choice for KD. On nights like this, feels like this is the best choice for him to go to. I mean, listen, any team that he goes to that's not Golden State, he's going to be going to a less than optimal situation. So it all depends on what KD's motivation is. I don't think our play or what our record is will dictate whether he's going to come here or not. I think just like LeBron went to LA, regardless of what they did last year, if KD's going to come here, his mind is going to be made up and he's going to come here. I just don't see it happening. But maybe. All right. Logan Shea says, with Hardaway putting up borderline all-star numbers and really proving a lot of haters wrong. That said, he couldn't handle the scoring load and wasn't worth the money. I lost this. Hold on. Logan had a lengthy thing. Logan Shea says, he's increased his value a lot in my eyes. I know how much he means to this team, and not only as a scorer, but also as a leader and a role model. However, would you be open to trading Hardaway to free up a lot more cap space and maybe land in the first round in the process? It's a hard decision for me, so I just wanted to know your opinion. If I knew that I was gonna get two players that colluded together to come to the Knicks, and those two players were like Kevin Durant and Klay, Kevin and Kyrie, I'd take Kevin and Kemba. Yeah, I probably would trade Timmy. I probably would, because if we're gonna bet in the lottery, hey, I probably would. But I do think he's gonna make the All-Star team this year, and we should We should be voting for Timmy as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Lord Scientist, I see you, man. I'm trying to get to you, man. I'm trying to get to you. 2 more questions. Marcus Bias says, how did Trier do in his stint at point guard off the bench tonight? You know what? ISO still had like 5 dimes tonight. It was still clunky. You know, he's not a natural point guard, but you know, James Harden wasn't really either, and he's playing it, and he's playing it well. So I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't cancel ISO out as a point guard of the future. I just say right now it's just not really a great fit for him. But I like ISO. Shout out ISO. And check out, if you guys haven't checked out the interview with ISO Zoe on Thursday with Russ Bankston. ISO talks about his love as a sneakerhead, life in the NBA. Check it out. It's in the top hand right of the video, and it's also on my YouTube channel as well in the video catalog. So check out ISO's interview with Russ Bankston. And he had a lot to say. It was a fun night. It was a fun night. League of Thieves says, who would be your starting 5 if KP was back with the current squad? Based on how everybody's playing now, I would have to go Mudiay at the 1, Timmy at the 2, Dotson, or Knox. KP, Mitch, or KP Vonleh. You know, KP Vonleh. What would you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think? I would go Mudiay at the 1, Timmy at the 2. Would you go Dotson or Knox at the 3? I feel like from a defensive standpoint, for right now, I would go Dotson. But I would, you know, you can't lose with Knox either. And then I would either go KP Mitch or KP Vonleh. So I wasn't too committal there, but we got options, man. We got options. You know, we got options. So that's the Q&A. Shout out to everybody who participated in tonight's Q&A. Shout out KnicksFanTV Dave and Alex Collins in Ireland for distributing the link. All right, last call of the night. My man out in Texas, but he claims Brooklyn. Lord Scientist. Lord, you the last call of the night, man. You last call of the night, man. You're my guy. So I had to squeeze you in this before I ended the show, man. So go ahead, bro.
Yo, first of all, I appreciate it, CP. Shout out KnicksFanTV. I'm pushing you every way I can, son. Every way I can. Go Knicks. Go Knicks.
Appreciate the support,
dig it and be clear, Brooklyn. Yeah, of course. Salute to the chat.
Yeah.
You know, salute to my man Jay Ellis missing, but salute to Posting and Toasting. Interview tomorrow, Knicks. Kevin Knox. Y'all be on that.
Facts.
So dig. My point that I want to jump in and say, and I agree with what you said, CP, is like this. Yo, we got to trust the process. We got a young nucleus. This is a young core. This is their first time playing together. This is a growing process. It's going to work itself out. Physically, you know what you're doing because you see the glimpses of all the talents of everybody who we got. There's some other stuff I wanted to say, but I'm going to go with what you just was ending on. My 5 with KP. If I had my 5, it would be Trigger Trey at the point. It probably would be, and I don't know if Dotson can play the 2, but I would be more comfortable with Dotson over Hardaway.
Okay.
Even though Hardaway has his moments, but Hardaway doesn't play D.
No, I hear that, but I still like
1
Timmy
minute to
scoring.
close.
I still like Timmy scoring, but go ahead, finish your 5.
Right, okay, and Kevin Knox. And, of course, I would love Mitch and KP. Because Mitch would do some of the stuff that KP, to keep him out of foul trouble, Mitch would take up that slack on defense. So that's my 5 right there.
Okay. Appreciate the call and the support, brother. You already know, man.
All right.
Always appreciate you, man.
All the time. Be clear. Brooklyn in the building.
Brooklyn in the building, man. That's my guy, Lord Scientist, checking in. Shout out, Lord Scientist. Yo, I didn't even play the theme music tonight, man. Hey. First and foremost,
10 seconds.
Let me close out my shout out to everybody that called in tonight, man. Had a ton of calls. KnicksFanTV Dave, appreciate you for setting that up as usual, taking the calls. Hey man, 136, 134. Knicks get an overtime victory, man, over a top team. Another quality win. This was probably the best win of the season. Outstanding play once again from Emmanuel Mudiay, my first star of the night. Damian Dotson always comes prepared, no matter what. My second star of the night. And Kevin Knox, he took the bullets, took it like a man, stepped up tonight with a major performance, his best performance of the night. So shout out those guys. Bounce back win. Next game is Monday against the Wizards. Hope to see you guys back in the chat Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, man, what more can you say, man? Oh, a couple more things. Check out my ISO Zoe. Check out my ISO Zoe interview, which is out on the channel as well, the ISO Zoe interview. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m., I will be releasing the quarter season report. That's featuring Jonathan Macri of the Knicks Film School, Alex Wolf for Posting and Toasting, and Terry from the Terry and Trey Show. We take a look at the season, we break it down so far, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to be premiering it on YouTube. So you guys jump back into the YouTube chat and you can chat along with the video. And, you know, you can let us know your thoughts. So once again, man, appreciate everybody's support. Smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channels if you haven't already. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, KnicksFanTV. You can easily find me, man. I'm always there, always talking Knicks. Let's go Deontay Wilder tonight. Who you guys got in the Wilder fight? Let's go Deontay Wilder. That's my guy. Tough loss for the Georgia Bulldogs, but Bama's that squad, man. But the Knicks are that squad for tonight, man. Like I said, 136, 134. Shout out to everybody for watching, wherever you're calling in from. Charles Lassett, appreciate you. Will Cushman, Smith Jr., 0.5. We Bleed Orange and Blue, always appreciate it. The Shooter, always in here. Reaper Man, always in here, man. A lot of you guys are in here all the time. I appreciate it. Robert Rodriguez, welcome to the chat. They call me Tack, all the way from Hawaii. Appreciate it, Tack. Who else, man? Robert Paris, 0.5. Multi-Apples, Nick Reyes, appreciate it. Ari Rada, appreciate it. Yeah, man. Anybody forgot Logan Frame, appreciate it. Everybody that called in, everybody that participated in the Q&A, thanks again. See you guys on Monday. And that's it, man. Have a safe, prosperous, and great rest of your weekend, man. Good win. And I'll catch you guys on Monday night, man. Peace.